Water. Do you know that the main ingredient of just about everything on this planet is water? Hi, I'm Savannah.
And I'm Lucas. Water is the lifeblood of the earth. Not only do we drink it, brush our teeth in it, and shower in it, but even our bodies are made up of about 70% water. The earth is even made up of about 70% water.
Water is so precious and so important. It's the primary ingredient in everything we drink. If you don't drink enough, you begin to dry up, your brain stops working properly, and after 3 days, you actually die.
Water is not just essential for people. We know fish live in both freshwater and seawater, but all life needs water to survive.
In fact, about 80% of all living creatures reside in what we call the riparian zone. That's the lush green land beside a river. Think of a riverbank with all those plants and trees and bushes. It's a great place for many animals to live.
Although it seems like Canada has a lot of water, in lakes and rivers and the ocean, it needs some help. It needs your help. We've been taking water for granted and not caring how we've been polluting it. Think of the different ways we use water every day, just in our homes. Every time you wash the dishes, or your dog, or your clothes, or when your little brother does this. Water gets polluted with all kinds of stuff, like grease and oil and soap. You wouldn't want to bathe in that, not to mention drink it.
So where does all that water go? First, it runs into the main drain pipe inside your house. From there, it drains into underground pipes. Those pipes take all that water from your house and from everybody else's house to the wastewater treatment plant, which, in Lethbridge, is located by the Old Man River.
This is a Lethbridge wastewater treatment plant, where the water from your house goes to be cleaned, recycled in fact. Our dirty water goes through a series of different filters and treatments, even a special ultraviolet light to clean it up before we put it back into the Old Man River. At one point, the water is so dirty it looks like this, but by the time it's completely filtered and scrubbed, it looks like this, much better.
And what about the rain and snow? It melts down the gutters and disappears down the storm drains in our streets. And where does that water go?
It goes straight back into the river, without being cleaned up at our water treatment plant. That means sometimes dirty water goes right into the Old Man River. Imagine how it is for the animals when the water they live in is all gross.
Almost everything in the gutter ends up in the river. If someone in your family washes their car on your driveway, all that soap and dirty water ends up right in the river. And if another person in your house sprays your lawn with weed killer, all that chemical seeps into the ground and ends up right in the river too.
Even when dog poop is left on the lawn for too long, the rain washes it down into the storm drain and eventually it comes back to the river.
All this dirty water can harm animals and it can harm people as well. It can cause disease for people living downstream from us in the rest of southern Alberta.
Many kids already understand the problem and are doing something about it. Your help is needed too.
You can start by joining the Yellowfish Road program. First, you find a storm drain close to your house and adopt it. You have to keep an eye on it to make sure that no soaps or leaves or strange gunk is trickling down your storm drain. You can adopt a storm drain in your neighborhood by painting a Yellowfish Road logo on it. This reminds everyone that anything on the street or dumped into a storm drain winds up in the river.
So how to get started? The City of Lethbridge will give you a free Yellowfish Road paint kit so you can paint as many storm drains as you'd like. You don't want any to feel left out, do you?
You can also become a gutter buddy by raking up leaves and sticks out of the drain in the fall, or in the spring when the snow melts. Ask your parents to help. They can hold the bag while you rake. As for inside your house, let your family know every time someone pours grease or oil down the sink or flushes chemicals down the toilet, people in our wastewater treatment plant have to work hard to clean it up. So instead of pouring your baking grease into the sink, put it into a milk carton first, then put it in the fridge where it can solidify, then you can throw it in the garbage. Better yet, why not make a tasty treat for the birds with your old bacon grease? Drip bacon fat onto a pine cone, then roll it in birdseed. Hang the pine cone from a branch and the birds will love you. You can keep them ready in the freezer until it's time to hang up a new one.
Also, instead of flushing hair from your hairbrush or dog comb down the drain, put it in a little mesh sack and hang it on your fence. Birds will be very happy to weave it into their nests.
And did you know, using vinegar will kill the weeds in your lawn without harming the water?
Ask your parents not to water your sidewalk and your gutter when you water your lawn. Here's a trick. Turn a frisbee upside down like a bowl when you're about to water your lawn, right in the middle of the patch you are watering. You'll know you've watered enough for the whole week when the frisbee is full.
Plus, when you're shopping with your mom or dad, ask nicely if they can stay away from cleaners that are harmful to the river and animals. There are lots of friendly cleaning choices if your mom and dad shop carefully.
And did you know that Canadians use almost twice as much water as most people in most countries in Europe? Much of water waste is just thoughtlessness.
It even takes water to make water bottles. In fact, it takes 7 times as much water to make one water bottle than is contained in the bottle itself. 50 billion of those bottles are thrown away every year.
So can we do the math? If it takes 7 times the water to make the bottle, plus the water inside the bottle, that's 8 times 50 billion. That's 400 billion bottles of water each year just to sell bottled water. We can't even imagine how big that pile is. What a waste. That's crazy. Because you can get free water from the tap and carry a reusable water bottle.
It takes water to make everything, from eyeglasses to computers to potato chips to bicycles. So now you know.